Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from templeofbalance.com.au, Temple of Balance on Facebook and Temple of Balance on YouTube. And I am here to create a space of healing and support. This is day 3 of 5 in preparation for our 12-hour healing event on the 11th of November on Thursday. So while you're coming in, I want to send out an extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons, my Pillar of Light family, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. So I guess a recap, especially if you haven't connected with the last 2 preparation videos, this being number 3. So I'm coming into you every day at the moment for these types of videos. So on day 1, which was 2 days ago, we did a lot of talk about the body, moving the body, our state of mind, staying determined with what we're wanting to do or where we're wanting to go in life. Yesterday was very much about purging and clearing out, a lot of movement again, and an acceleration of energy, which I know I've certainly been feeling these last 2 days up until this morning. Has been a lot of movement, a lot of action. I felt very much like I want to move my physical body to get the energy moving and get myself focused, and also a steering away from things that are pulling me down or distracting me or pulling my power away mentally. So this sort of mental refocus as well. So this morning, it's interesting, day 3, I feel completely different today. So I feel like there's been a lot shifting, I feel personally, these last 2 days. And today I'm really contemplating change, physical change in my life, quite seriously. And I feel a bit of fear that's coming up, that's trying to contain me and stop me and keep me small and keep me held back. So what I'm wanting to do, or how I'm sitting here this morning, is I want to push through that sort of fear and resistance of change, that part of me that wants to stay in the comfort zone. It wants to stay where I know things, whether I'm happy or not, I know how things are going to be. So there is a comfortable, I guess, an expectation in those types of parts of our life, or in my particular life at this time. So it's interesting that, there is this push to change, this push to step out of the comfort zone, but also this fear or resistance that's almost barricading the way ahead. And I know from experience that resistance only comes up, and the loudest it comes up is when it's trying to stop me from doing something that's amazing for me. So if I can push through resistance, because fear and resistance in our smaller self wants to keep us small. It wants to keep us held back. It wants to keep us in our comfort zone, because that keeps it alive, that smallness. So the biggest fear for that small part of us is for us to step out and to grow and to become something more and to become something better or something improved. So the resistance is a big sign that there is something quite amazing on the other side. So I'm sitting in that energy today, not majorly, but that's just that's just sort of the loud energy for me right now. And because I'm doing this preparation for our 12-hour healing event on Thursday, then I need to stay really aware of my different states of being so that I can move deeply into this preparation time, which I have been moving into. So good morning to you all and welcome. And there will be 2 videos today. This video, the preparation video for the 12-hour healing event, and also my weekly guidance will come a bit later. I like to record that after I've done the current energy report, and I'll just be waiting for the house to be cleared so I can write the report. So in a couple of hours I'll be back with that. So my sort of plan, my loose plan or my guide for today is I'll be pulling a healing energy card for the majority of us, but also for this space of energy that we're in. So I don't know what your current state is, but I trust that it's something that comes up will support you at this very moment, whether you're watching live or the replay later. So I'll pull a healing energy card. We'll talk about that and see what that wants to bring through for us. Then I have my crystal, my quartz singing bowl. This vibrates with the throat chakra. So I don't know if we'll get a connection with that with the cards, but I'll be playing that singing bowl, and then I'll pull another healing energy card to go. So that's sort of my plan for the next 15 minutes or so. And the energy's moving through pretty quickly. I feel like I'm talking pretty fast, and I feel like there's a lot to say, or there's a lot to express here. So that's also something I'm very aware of right now. So for me personally in this moment, I don't want fear to contain me. I don't want resistance to stop me. I want to be able to step into new territory, new adventures, and have new experiences that align with my truth and my higher self, my highest truth. So, how are you doing? What's going on for you at this time? Have you been following through with these preparation videos? If you would love to join me on Thursday for my 12-hour healing event, this is the second one and probably the last one actually for this year. So that'll be happening on Thursday. You can join me on the day when I'll be doing it, or you can come back to the recordings later. Basically, the only thing you need to be able to access it is to be able to watch videos on YouTube. That's how they're going to be shared privately. So check it out if you want to join me. Our theme is Rise Up, and we shift so much energy in these 12-hour healing events. It's actually a great opportunity having such a lot of time to dive deeply into our healing. So have a look on my website if you'd love to join me. Now, I'm looking for the best card that the majority of us need for now, but especially for the intention, which is day 3 of our preparation for the healing event. So what do we need to know on this day as we prepare for whatever's coming up for us? So the best card for the majority of us is this. These are my healing energy cards in creation, and this is our card. Card 6. Sorry. It's not, well, it's card 67, but I looked at 6 and stopped there. It's card 67, and it says emotional rebirth. This is interesting. It's in the action category, which has been so strong these last 3 days. So much momentum, so much movement, so much action. This is a great time to support our change and our ability to follow through with change. But emotional rebirth, that I'm very curious about that. Let's read what it says here and we'll explore this further. It says, a new level of feeling. Allow how you feel about something or someone to change. Emotional transformation, flow, maturity, and new perspective. Very interesting. So there is this unfurling, this unfolding with this particular card. I remember when I was drawing this, it reminded me of fern fronds, that the big man ferns, we call them, in the rainforests. And when they are producing new ferns or new fronds, they start as this really tight little spiral and they unfurl. And it's so cool to watch or see all these unfurling fronds. And that's what this reminds me of. So it feels like growth, but it also at the same time feels like opening. This moving from a tight space, a limited space. It may be, because this is an emotional card, it may be a limited, tight, restricted emotion of some sort or perspective we had on something or have on something that's been encouraged to loosen, to soften a little bit so it's not so tight, so it can open up and grow, open up and unfurl itself. So what inside you is feeling tight and constricted and maybe small, maybe restricted or constricted in some way? And especially emotionally perhaps, or it may be an idea that you have or something that's wanting to emerge, something that's wanting to blossom, that's wanting to grow inside you and your life. Can you tap into that tightness of that fern frond before it opens? Can you tap into that feeling? And where are you feeling it in your body? Are you feeling it in your heart? Are you feeling it in your throat, where your words are contained and restricted or tight? Are you feeling it in your belly, in your solar plexus, or in your sacral chakra, in your womb perhaps? Maybe you're feeling it in your shoulders or in your head somewhere. So where are you feeling this tight ball of energy? And how can we tap into that today to really encourage it to open and to grow, to reveal itself? What's inside? It's a bit like a tight flower bud. And we might be waiting for it to open and reveal its colours and reveal its beauty. Yet there might be a part of us that feels scared of, what if things don't work out? What if this is not a good idea? What if all these things? So we keep ourselves tight and constricted here. So let's really find the courage today to be aware of this tightness or this bud sort of energy, and how we can open it and get a glimpse of what's inside. What if what's inside this bud or this fern frond that's tight, what if what's inside this tight thing within us is something amazingly beautiful? And the sun is coming out from behind clouds as I say that, and I think there are so many signs right now, and we can trust in the signs that we're seeing, especially if we get a sign more than 3 times. It's certainly worthy of our attention, and the sun just beaming out there behind clouds feels like a great sign of strength and courage to maybe do this for ourselves. So emotional rebirth, interesting words actually. Let's put this card in front, and I'm going to get the singing bowl. So this is the singing bowl. It's beautiful, and I trust you like it. So I'm going to play this for a few minutes. If you're new to listening to sound in this way, I encourage you to take some nice big breaths and just sort of settle into the sound. See how it feels in your body. See how it sits for you. But also I encourage you to be proactive in finding those tight parts of yourself and see if you can soften them a bit to allow them to open up. And it may be an emotional softness, it may be a mental softness where you can shift your perspective a little bit. So I'm going to play this and hold this space, and I trust you enjoy it. beautiful. And I just realised it's the fear and my comfort zone for me that wants to keep me contained. And like I talked about before, keeping small, but that tight energy that I was talking about, like a flower bud or a fern frond that's not opened up yet. For some of us, and I know for me right now, it's that bit of fear and resistance of stepping out of my comfort zone. So the comfort zone, in some ways, is it's a comfortable place to be in. There's nothing wrong with it. But also at some point, especially for those of us that may want to have new experiences or push ourselves further, it becomes a bit stale, that comfort zone. And that's a bit how I'm feeling right now. So I'm feeling, for me personally, that this tightness is that slight bit of fear I've got, or resistance in stepping out of my comfort zone, which is that opening up and that letting myself blossom in a new way through new experiences. So interesting. How are you feeling? The singing bowl is just perfect, I feel, for what we've just done. So if you just joined in, this was the card I was playing the singing bowl to, which is card 67, called Emotional Rebirth. Emotional Rebirth. Interesting. So thank you so much for joining me today. I am going to pull a card to go. Before I do, I want to thank you for joining me today and spending your precious time with me. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment or share if you're inspired to. If you are on YouTube, please hit the subscribe button. If you are on Facebook, please hit the follow button if you haven't already. And maybe turn notifications on for being notified of future live videos, potentially. I don't know if it works or not. I think Facebook just turns them off sometimes. And I'm from Tasmania, Australia. It is Monday the 8th of November here, and it's exactly 7:45 a.m. So thank you so much. I really encourage you, if you would love to dive deeply into some healing this week, to really have a look at and consider becoming a part of my 12-hour healing event. I call it a 12-hour healing marathon, and it really is. So we're diving in deeply, and our theme is Rise Up. And I encourage you to have a look if you're inspired to, and join me for that. So that's on Thursday. I'll be in again tomorrow for day 4 of our preparation for the 12-hour healing event. So hopefully we'll see you there. If you missed the other 2 videos, please have a look in the video library tab thing. And if you would love to learn more about the work I do here at Temple of Balance, please visit templeofbalance.com.au. And just a quick note, a lot of people are asking me, when are the Healing Energies energy cards coming out? I'm currently in serious testing mode. It's really important when making a deck of cards that they're accurate. So I am testing in all ways that I know how, which is using them. And I intend to be finished that by the end of January, and then spend about a month getting all the files ready for the printer. So my intention is still, and the plan is still on track for a mid-2022 release of the Healing Energy Cards 1, the revamp, and the new deck, Healing Energy Cards number 2, which I've got combined here right now. So let's look for the best card for what's next. And this is really important because we're doing these videos in succession. So we're looking at around the next 24-hour period, roughly. What do we need to know about carrying this energy on and really exploring this tightness or this fear or whatever it is that's contained and tight within us? How can we work with that, or how can we open up? What do we need to think about now moving forward for these next 24-ish hours? So the best card for what's next, how we can embody this energy further, is this card here. It's this. It's Illusion. Card 32, new illustration, if you're used to using the old deck. It's in the neutral category, which is center, but it also shows potential. It's like being in the middle of a crossroad, but the crossroad may have 5 or something different paths, and we're sort of standing in the middle. Which way are we going to take? Which path are we going to walk? There's that sort of feeling here too. So illusion, let's see what it says down here, and then we'll talk a bit more about this card. It suggests that we turn our inner truth detector on and make sure that what we are feeling is in alignment with our truth and our values, our morals, our ethics, and the things that are important to us, and our balance perhaps. So making sure that we have that detector on and that we're not reacting to things or overreacting, maybe due to our issues or things that we might be feeling inside. So let's make sure our inner truth detector is on. It says to pause to check if this situation is untrue to your heart. So this is very interesting, especially with this tight energy I've been talking about. We've been encouraged over this next 24-hour sort of period is to sit in with our body and our truth and our heart and check in with situations that we're experiencing to see if they're true or untrue, or illusionary or true, if you like. Sometimes things are true at the time and they resonate and they're good for us at the time, or healthy, supportive, and then things change and then we don't have that same feeling anymore, so we're being pulled in a new direction usually. It says perception, choice, awareness, trust, and no distractions. So awareness, choice, and in some ways this is a choice for us, isn't it? A choice to keep ourselves tight, scared, in our comfort zone perhaps, to hold in an untrue situation that keeps us tight. We know maybe it's not good for us, but we stay there for some reason. Let's think about, why do we stay there? Why are we in this situation that is not good for us? What is it that does not support us? So exploring and really contemplating what's illusion, what's true, what's untrue, what resonates, what doesn't resonate, may be really important to sort of work out over this next 24 hours. And we have choice here. So once we can see clearly what is working, what isn't working, what's true, what's untrue, once we see that clearly, maybe on paper in our journal or something, then that may give us a better clarity to make a decision or a choice. Or it may give us a better support, self-support, to be able to open up from that tight space or that tight energy I talked about before. So no distractions. Let's focus on this. We don't need to, no need to run away, no need to distract ourselves. Let's really think about using this next 24-hour period to dive deeply into what is true, but especially what is untrue, what does not align with our heart and our truth any longer. And what can we do about that? Interesting, because this octopusy energy has a flower here. And I talked about the flower bud opening. So what is enticing us? Is it something that's true, that is right for us, or is it something that is misleading? So there is a walkway here of distorted mirrors and this perception thing, but this energy here, is this a friend or is it a foe? Is it a friend offering us growth and a flower and beauty and blossoming? Is it a foe that is trying to entice us, to keep us in the lie, to keep us in what is untrue or what is illusionary? That is up to us to decide and to feel upon. So the clarity on that feels like it's potentially available to us to access this next 24 hours. So let's continue to sit in the energy and focus on it, be aware of it, and maybe ask ourselves what is true, what is untrue. So thank you so much for joining me today. Maybe I'll see you in a couple of hours for my video guidance for this week ahead. I will be back. And please keep an eye out for the next preparation video tomorrow around the same time, but not exactly the same time. Yeah, have a great rest of your day, and I might see you soon. Take care of yourself, and namaste. Namaste means that the divine, the creator in me, honors and acknowledges the divine, the creator in you, that we are connected, we are equal, we are one. So thank you and namaste. And the sun comes out again. It's beautiful. Lots to explore.